Yo, 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 yo. How's everyone doing on this rockin' Monday? Yeah, boy, the weekend sure flies by fast, doesn't it? By the way, I couldn't believe how many hits I got on that crush liking video. And I thank everyone for being interested in my ramblings. And all the likes you guys, of course, give on my other videos. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that just sort of just seems to. I don't know if the guy's not catching a clue or what, but it's just not going. Just not going anywhere. But anyway, maybe he just does not know, or maybe he doesn't watch my videos. I don't know. But that always seems to happen because I'm a little bit shy, so it always seems like the guy, the guy, that can give you that look, but they don't do more than, I have many examples, but one I can think of where I was 14 or so, 15, something like that. Visiting my dad, because he worked away a lot in Louisiana. We lived at that time in Glendale, Arizona, and it was visiting, and we had this friend who was like 2 years younger. I still love her today. I was shy. She was not. So at this pool, cute Cajun looking French guy giving me the look too, but I was too shy to do anything, and he didn't come over and say anything. So but my friend, she wasn't shy, and soon they swam away. Well, actually didn't go anywhere because we didn't stay that long, but anyway, I had those stories. There was the story where I liked this guy in church, and the girl I took to church from my neighborhood found out was like kissing him on the lawn of the church. It's like, see what I mean? No. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. But you never know where things can go. And anyway, maybe I'll manifest. Today I wanted to talk a little bit more about, or I really never really talked about much about out of body as much. Of course, I have my experiences, which is probably what most of this is going to be about, because techniques, well, it just seemed to happen for me, even though using techniques probably works, I can tell you that when you get to that place where you're really relaxed, super relaxed, and not tired, because when you're tired you fall asleep, right? That isn't going to help. But when you're really relaxed, it's sort of that in-between space between sleep and not sleep. I always like to do it like lay down in the middle of the day or something when you're not really tired but you're relaxed, or if you get up in the middle of the night or morning and then you go back, sometimes you can get to that space. But there's a lot of techniques out there that probably will help you get there too. But it just really seemed to happen for me. The first time I actually remembered it, my parents mostly scared it out of us when we were little, saying, oh, you won't get back into if you do that, you won't get back into your body, it's of the devil and all that, First of all, you can't really get lost when everything is the intelligence out there, the creator of all things. So, get lost, huh? How can you just float? It's not like they'll just float away like an astronaut going, yeah, in space. I know that sounds scary, but you can never really get lost like that. No. And we have this wonderful, wonderful thing called a live stream, as people like to call it, the crystal cord, which tethers your body, sort of like a bungee string. So the only time that ever snips is at death. It detaches, not by scissors, but it detaches. And other than that, you cannot, Now, that doesn't mean that there can't be things out there that say, aha. So I always do a prayer or protection. There I go, a prayer or protection. Ask for the pillar of light to go about you for protection. Other than that, have fun. It's a fun thing, You feel free, like you can go, because you can go anywhere, explore anywhere. Now, before this video gets so long as it is, just a few experiences. I've had so many. I mean, of course, I'm not, can't tell everything. But the first one I remember was actually at this trailer before I ever went to Germany, where I saw myself all of a sudden. This is more, I think, like a time slip than it is an out of body, but because it's not like I felt like I was out of my body or anything. Sometimes you don't always have to feel like you're out of your body. You can just happen, and then there you are, or a big portal opens up and then you're someplace. Which, for the most part, is how it happens for me. But yes, I have had the experience where I saw myself, I have had that too. But this just came, and all of a sudden I was surrounded again. But I was really in this place. It was not a dream, because I know what a dream. I've been in lucid dreams too, so I know what lucid dreams are. This was not a dream. I was really someplace, and it was the past. It was like a Western, it felt Western anyway. Let me say it this way. I was walking, and there was like you see those shops at the side, with the wooden plank things where people walk and they have these stores. There was two guys, I think they had cowboy hats on, some kind of hats like that. And I think I was walking to that area, and one of the guys just turned and looked at me and gave me such a look, like, wow. I remember thinking, wow, But I think I was someone in that time frame. It's like I was looking at it in a timeline where I was at back then, or something. I don't know where. But anyway, it only lasted for like a couple of seconds, but I'll never forget that look. It was a blonde haircut too. Anyway, and this one. This wasn't one of the first ones I had, but this one happened in the house in Germany. Of course, a lot of the experiences have. This is one of the more, wow, weird, but I was all of a sudden, and I could tell, I was in California. I was in Los Angeles. And I remember walking along the beach area and seeing big waves splashing and everything. And I've been to California a few times before anyway, but I knew I was. I am not sure exactly which beach area I was in, but I was. And of course, you see these outside, sort of that inside-outside, where you can sit outside or inside, but there's really no door. You just kind of walk in. I don't think there was a door anyway. Maybe there was. But I was walking in. I walked in and I sat down. I was thinking, because at that time I didn't know, was I just, was I in Los Angeles in my time, or was it another timeline? It probably was another timeline, I don't know. It could have been in my time. But I sat down, and all of a sudden, two surfing looking dudes sat down by me. One on, across from me, and one beside me. And one was looking at me and saying hi and talking to me. And the other guy that was the one who sat across from me, and the one who sat beside me said, "Who are you talking to?" And he said, "There's a girl sitting beside you." And he said, "Show him." And I took a fry, and he saw the fry go in midair, and he was just kind of like surprised. And then all of a sudden he put his cheek to mine, and it felt really nice and warm. And I remember thinking it felt too intimate almost, but in a good way, but should I be? I don't, And then he all of a sudden could see me. And I said, I'm out of here, I'm getting out of here. And he said, "You can't go, it's not that easy." And I remember thinking, what in the world did he mean by that? That sort of ended it. But it was always more profound, because I have a feeling there was just something, I don't know, more to it than I can imagine. But anyway. And it seemed like, I think it was the same guy. There was another time that happened here later on, where I saw like a red, like all of a sudden I was in another, it seemed again like I was like sort of went into my, another person, like a conscious, my conscious went into maybe another timeline me or something. But all of a sudden I was sitting by I was in this car, this red sports car, and I think it was the same guy from California. It looked like California. And I was thinking, oh, that's him. And then I realized, and we were going up like a mountain, I realized he was falling asleep. And I shouted, "Wake up!" And at that time I left as he woke up and fixed his car. But I was thinking, I wonder what this guy thought. Was I really sitting there, or did just for a minute, in someone else? Or was he alone, and all of a sudden it was like an angel saying, "Wake up!" Did he think it was an angel? Maybe sometimes when we think things are angels, they are people doing out of body. I don't know. But it was just so profound and surreal in a good way. And I definitely hope I saved his life. And there was a time that I did go. I was always so like, wow, when I went into these, had these experiences. And I remember one time going into this house, and the dog saw me. You know how you always think the dogs can see things? I was petting the dog, and the dog was more like, And I don't think not sure if the family noticed me, though. I don't think the family noticed me, but the dog did. I can't remember if it was like a lab or something. But I was thinking, should I be doing that? I don't want to be like scaring people. That also reminds me, I remember one time, sort of, I don't know if it was like I was floating by or something, but I saw a lady in a shower, and she must have saw me, and she screamed. So I was like, ah. Anyway. I did not mean to do that. And yeah, that was really weird. I remember one time going to a place. It was at nighttime. And I remember there was this house. And there was a boy sitting outside, like maybe 6, 7, I don't know. It seemed like it was like it was a time thing or something. Like it wasn't in the exact time I was in, like it was maybe in the 80s or something. And I think I touched the boy or something, and then he looked, like, kind of like, what? And then he went inside the house, and this house it was just these two kids in there. And this house was like totally, like there were papers and everything everywhere, and it was totally messed. I felt really weird in this place. Like, do I really want to be here? And they were talking like Beavis and Butthead, and these boys just seemed to, I don't know. So I got out of there. And I really love this next one, the Berlin one. And I'd said this in another one, but it's so far down in the videos, and I don't think hardly anyone actually saw it. So this was when it was back in Germany for the house. We got into the house, and I all of a sudden saw, like, I was in a place, like a portal thing opened up again, and I was in this place. And I saw buses, like tour buses, and they were saying Berlin on them, some tour Berlin thing. And I had never been to Berlin at this point in Germany. And I was really there. I heard the honking of the horns in the cars. I saw McDonald's across the way. I was on the sidewalk area. And I heard like a bell chiming the hour. Bing, bong, bong, bong. You've heard those clocks before. And I was really at this place. And I was like, what? And like a couple of years later, my aunt and uncle comes to visit, and they said, we want to go to Berlin. And I was thinking, oh, well, cool, I feel like I already been to Berlin. Well, if you count like standing there for 2 seconds being there. So I thought it would be really nice. I actually even told my aunt a little bit about this, even though they don't really believe in that kind of thing. But we got to Berlin. And at the nighttime, and then the next day when we were going to do our tourism thing, we had breakfast, we went to this spot, and when I stood on the sidewalk, I saw the exact same buses that we were about to get on that I saw. And then I looked across the way, and there was a McDonald's. And exactly at that time, I noticed a McDonald's. Boom, 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 boom. And I said, this is the exact, it's like I pre-went into that moment, everything's happening at once, but it was like, poof, and I was like, wow. So then it got me to thinking later on. Of course, at the time I wasn't thinking that kind of thing. When you can really get into a place like that, you just, if you don't run it, manifesting wise, if you don't run it, if you don't I'm not going to go there, I don't believe that. If you don't run it, if you just let it go, you have to go. You have to do, it has to work. So, I mean, and the funny thing is, I never really thought much about, caring whether I went to Berlin or not. I'm just saying, but that also happened to me again, which of course I haven't yet to see the outcome of that one yet. But all of a sudden, when I was laying down in meditation one day and was really relaxed, I all of a sudden was really at this place. I can't really explain it. It looked kind of like white and bright, almost like you would if you were in Greece or somewhere, I don't know, in the Mediterranean or somewhere. And there was somewhere like where I was actually walking there, and there was like towards the ocean or something. And only for a second, I'm like, is that someplace I'm going? Because That looks like a wonderful place. But anyway, just a few of my so many experiences. Yeah. Hope I didn't bore anyone. Anyway, I love every one of you. Have a wonderful, wonderful Monday and week ahead. And over and out. And remember, you can do it too. Over now.